baby. What's going on? Thursday, August 10th. Appreciate you checking me out, tuning in with me. We're going to do a market update. I can't believe it's already August 10th. School starts for everybody. School starts by this week and next week. School starts, and I'm so excited. I think these kids need to go do something productive. And I know the parents, you with me, you feel me, that these kids got to go do something productive. I'm just so excited for them to get back to school and learn and, just enjoy life and do great. So let's go to the comments. We got somebody saying my daughter is in school today. Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, the oldest, he started today, and the others are gonna start next week. So I'm stoked, and I hope your daughter's having a great first day at school. And everyone else who's starting school today, same thing. Israel says, "Let's do this, brother." How's it going, man? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Valentine says, "Hey guys, how's it going, Valentine?" Appreciate it. Hope I'm saying that right. But yeah, definitely. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Let me bring this up. So we're going to look at the July numbers. The July numbers just came out from the Houston Association of Realtors. Let me make sure you can see that good. Yeah, and so again, when we're comparing July 2023, we want to compare it with the same time frame a year prior, because the real estate market is cyclical. We want to compare apples to apples. We want to compare July with July. So when we look at year prior, total property sales were 10,053, and last month are 9,223. That's about a decline of 8.3%. Total dollar volume last month, $3.686 billion sold in the greater Houston metropolitan area, compared with a year ago, about $4.04 billion. Again, about an 8.8% decline. Total active listings, we have 37,079 active listings last month, compared with a year ago, there were 32,000. So it's about a 13% increase. Single family home sales down by 8.5%. The average sales price, however, was kind of flat, a 0.6% increase. That tells me that home values do not or have not been depreciating. So if you hear someone talking about this big crash that's coming, that's just ridiculous. The stock market can get evaporated overnight. We know that, and we've seen that. But a home, a real estate piece of property, unless you vastly overpaid for it somehow, it's going to hold value. The only things that will take that value away is a devastating event like a flood, fire, hurricane, something that knocks the house down, floods the house. Then the value would come down, right? And for that, we have insurance. So it's a great investment. So pretty flat. We didn't see the average sales price go down. In fact, it went up slightly. Single family median sales price down by 2.3%. That means half of the homes sold above this number and half of them sold below this number, which was 340,000. A year ago, it's 348,000. Again, I say that's flat, not a big change. A single family months inventory. That means how long would it take for the entire Houston MLS to deplete its inventory at the current absorption rate? So at the current rate that homes are selling. If no new homes came on the market today and going forward, how long would it take for us to completely deplete the entire MLS? And it's only 3.2 months. If you ask me, that's still a seller's market. If that number is below 6 months, we're still in a seller's market. 3.2 months, it's up slightly by 0.8 months. A year ago, it was 2.4 months. That was an incredibly hot market. That means in about 68 days or so, 70 days, we would be totally out of inventory. Now it's about 3.2 months, so it's slightly over 90 days, about 96, 97 days we'll be out of inventory. It's not a big deal, right? It's still seller's market. Single family pending sales up 12.1%. This is a promising number. This tells us that people are buying. People are out there and buying. In fact, we have more sales pending than a year ago. So that's promising. I really like that. See the single family home sales, the average and median home prices. We look at the average and median home prices. Median is 340,000. Average is 428,140. And so this tells us that, you know, the values are still holding. So, you know, I don't know what anyone else is thinking, but those values are holding. I'm going to bring up another graphic that I want y'all to see, and we'll jump right into that. Let me just finish this real quick. Townhouse condominium sales, 590 units sold last month. That's townhouses and condominiums. Townhouses are different from single family homes in that they mainly share a wall, and or there might be 8 or 10 or 12 units in one building, and they share a roof. If they don't share a wall and they don't share a roof and they're in the same community, but they're spaced out, generally those are considered single family homes if they have their own lot. So townhouses and condominiums usually share the lot. The association owns the lot, which every owner is a part of the association. 590 units sold last month. Let's go ahead and dive right in. I want to share with you another graphic. Let me see. And this is a really good one. This is our weekly activity snapshot. And basically, we're going to look at last week. So we saw July. Now we're going to analyze the first week of August. So let me bring that up for you right now. Boom. Okay, real quick before we dive right in, we got a question. Valentine says, will we have a recorded live later? Absolutely. It'll be recorded on your favorite platform, including YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So thanks for that, Valentine. We'll definitely have a recording up as soon as this is done, in fact. So let's go ahead and dive right in. The weekly activity snapshot. We're going to look at the first week of August. That's August 1st to August 7th. New listings. Again, when we compare, we got to compare apples to apples. So we're going to look at the first week of August compared to this year, the one that just passed, compared to the first week of August a year ago. So we're comparing week 31 of 2023 to week 31 of 2022. New listings were up by 1.7%. So we gained some ground. If we look at the pre-pandemic level, new listings were up 2% compared to week 31 of 2019. So 3,274 listings were entered into the MLS. That's pretty healthy if you ask me. Pending listings. How many listings went under contract last week? 2,186. That's about a 5.1% decline from a year ago. It's a change. Not that bad, though. About 5% less. Off-market listings. How many sellers withdrew their homes off the market? Wow, this is a big number, 33.5%. That means 1,772 sellers withdrew their homes either permanently or temporarily, meaning they either lost motivation, they're not interested in selling it at the price that the market is willing to purchase it. So sometimes sellers have really high prices. Now, during the pandemic or immediately following the pandemic, you know, you could get, when interest rates were 2 and 3%, you could get an above market price on your home. Why? There was no inventory. There was no inventory, and there were so many buyers because the loans were cheap, totally free. So with that being said, those two things totally fueled the housing market, caused appreciation of 15 to 20% or more. And now the appreciation is coming back to where it needs to be, which is 3 to 6% year over year. That doesn't mean that the market's crashing. It just means that the market's stabilizing. Off-market listings down 33%. That's a big deal. That means sellers are taking them off the market for one reason or another. That means if I'm a motivated seller and I want to sell my property, I'm going to keep it on the market because all my competition is coming off the market. I have 33.5% less competition. That helps my chances. And not just that, helps me get a better price. Closings are up. Oh, this is promising. Closings are up by 5.3% from 1,823 a year ago to 1,919. Closings are up. Sold properties up last week by 5.3%. This is interesting because closings were up 5.3%. but pendings were down 5.1%. So pending listings is a future indicator of closed homes. Not all of these will make it to the finish line, but many of them will. Showings up by 8.1%. We had 8.1% increase on showings. These are people who actually went with a realtor to visit a home and look at it in person or virtually. They went and actually saw the home. So these are people at the store looking at properties, right? So these are motivated buyers. These are people don't just go look at houses because they have nothing to do, right? So you don't go to a car lot because you got nothing to do. They know at the dealership, if you're there, they've got to sell you a car or you're going to go to their competitor and buy one. But you're not just going around dealerships looking around because you don't have anything to do on Saturday and you want to eat their free and cheap, nasty food. They know that, right? So these are actual people actual buyers looking at homes, an increase of 8.1% up to 40,892 showings last week. That's awesome. That's great news. HAR.com listing views down by 6.8%. How many people are online, window shopping, window browsing? 8,285,000 views last week. That's still pretty healthy if you ask me. 6.8% decline. That's fine. A lot of these people are just looking, or maybe they're early in the search. They're not ready to get out there and actually go look at houses, but they're looking online. They're seeing what's out there. They're seeing the prices. They're seeing the areas. They're getting to know the market. So this is really promising. And before I let y'all go today, I'm going to pull up the rental criteria, the affordability, housing affordability index. And let's go ahead and look at that real quick. Let me pull that graphic up for you. And if y'all have any questions, drop it in the box. We'll get to those as soon as we can. Let me see the last graphic I want to share with you today because I know you got a busy day. The HAR housing and rental affordability for Q2, 2023 Q2. So that shows minimum qualifying annual household income for the Houston metropolitan area was about, in Q2 of 2023, was about $96,000. So that's the minimum qualifying annual household income. That's the entire family, how much income is brought in. That was up by 7.6% from a year ago. So that tells us that rental rates are going up. Rental rates are going up. Why? Because it's to qualify for the rental properties, your income has to be slightly higher now. Generally speaking, for rental properties, they want you to make 3 times gross before taxes, 3 times what your rental payment is going to be. So if you're looking for a $2,500 a month rental, you must show that you're making at least $7,500 a month gross before taxes between the wife and husband, the couple, the family, and show that you're making at least that to qualify. So this shows that the minimum qualifying annual household income on average is higher than last year. And why is that important for sales? If rental rates are going up, could still be a great time to buy, build some equity. The median lease price for a single family home in the Houston metropolitan area was about $2,000 a month. That means half the leases were above $2,000 a month, half below. A year ago it was $2,050. So it's a 2.4% decrease. When we look at Harris County, about the same. It's $2,000 a month. That's the median lease price. So that's good to know. That's good to know. People are definitely renting, and it's a good way to compare. I've heard a few buyers say, "Look, I'm just going to rent right now. I can get a cheaper rental instead of paying a mortgage," but you're not building equity. You'll never get your rent payments back. Time flies, friends. Time flies. I turn around and it's like a year passed, right? My daughter's now 20 months old. She's about to be 21 months old. And it feels like we had her yesterday. Time flies. Before you know it, you're paying rent for 2 or 3 years. And you didn't build equity for 2 or 3 years. The last 5 years, the appreciation has been 15 to 20% year over year. Now, that's not sustainable, but if you didn't own for the last 3 to 5 years, you missed out on all that appreciation. You could turn around and sell right now and pull all of that equity out. Whereas in a rental, you have no equity. That's just something to think about. There are some instances where it makes sense to rent right now, and sometimes it doesn't. So really, we got to look at your personal situation. I'm very happy to be of service. I'm very happy to assist you and your family. It's the sincere pleasure of my heart. I'll look at your situation. If you need anything, please let me know. We're going to put the recording up right now. I really appreciate you checking in with me and having a wonderful August so far. I wish you the best. Have a great time. School begins. Hope your kids have a great first day of school. And we're going to see you next time. See ya.